Hi, gang sexy. Finally got a chance to on vacation. I didn't get to play as much as I thought I was going to. It's funny how when you're on vacation, you get called about work things more than you do when you're actually at work. So anyhow, we finished up the 8 a.m. turn of scenario three, and so it had little bits and pieces. It had like half of the scenario two units from Prentice or Peabody. Who's it? Peabody, I think, was the brigade commander, wasn't he? Yeah, Peabody was brigade commander. So had half of what was in scenario two from the 6th Division from the Army of the Tennessee. And granted, it was only half, but I'm going to tell you what, the results were a lot more, they were a lot different against them. They really just got it handed to them. Most of these have, I've got it, matter of fact, I need to check some stuff here. He's down to 8, he's down to 9, not quite half yet, but they really got beaten pretty hard by Hyman's boys over here. So that side's breaking up. I got to check the rule because these units here cannot cross that line. There's certain conditions. I got to go look that up before I start the next turn. Cleburne's guys up here in the stream area here in this creek area. I'm not even sure what purpose. Now these were good troops, but I'm not sure what purpose they were serving right here. I need to do some reading, historical reading on that. I mean, these guys, all the Sherman's boys are all sitting up here on these heights here. So I just, I don't know. I'm scratching my head about why Cleburne is sitting there, unless, of course, they moved in with morning fog and they're getting ready to make their assault, or whether they were just a demonstration force to draw attention while this side over here struck, because there's a gap right here. All right. McClernand division for the 1st Division Army, Tennessee. So they have missions you roll for when they come in. All right, and they kind of got lucky because Marsh drew this intersection mission here. So naturally, and they didn't fail their they didn't lose their first activation. If they roll a 9, they don't get to use their first activation, and then McClernand only gets 2. So they drew this mission. Well, they can move in there because here's where they enter at. They hit that on their first activation. So once they hit that, I decided that they need to come over here because these guys are about to break. So they're going to maneuver around. Wraith, when he activated, his mission was to go to Shiloh Church. Well, he couldn't quite reach it. If I'd have been smarter, I'd have moved the leader down the road and over there, but I didn't do that. I moved him through the woods in advance. Right, so now they've hit it. So their next activation, they'll probably shift. I don't know. Well, they get some more from the first division comes on here. They're going to get Veach's and Hare's brigades. So they'll probably shift this way too. And then depending on what Veach and Hare do, I'm sure they're going to be the secondary in here behind Sherman. That would be my tentative plan right now. We're trying to move Rugel's boys and Cheatham's boys up into here to support Cleburne. But I don't know if I really need to do much right here. I think what I need to do is push this attack here towards Lost Field with Confederates. Now, like I said, there's just a butt ton of objectives in here you got to take. And I started to mark them all. I got a couple of them marked, but that was too many little red beads to put on the sheet there. So I just need to pay attention as I'm moving. But it seems to me that the right thing to do, since they're almost shattered, is through here and then rolling up that line if that's at all possible. So we'll push and we'll see how that goes. Of course, I am using fatigue. Most of them have just suffered one. We got 2 brigades that they were active. They conducted activities that caused fatigue on all 4 of their activations. So they ended up bumping up 2. But hey, scenario 3, we're pushing. We're going to be as aggressive as we can, hopefully with some intelligence, because you can see Cleburne, some of his stuff's already been hit and told to back up. These 2 units here, they start disrupted because they were coming out of that marsh stream. They can't do anything until they get undisrupted or undisordered or whatever it is. So they did it on the first turn, but it took them two activations before they became back to their normal activation side. And you do find a lot. I'm rolling a lot of 5s for ammo with artillery, with, with infantry, I'm rolling I mean, I'm talking each activation. Gosh, I must have rolled 1 to 2 on every one of them. So where I'm getting that, but like this guy here, he was completely out of ammo because he had back to back. Both of the other 2 units were out of ammo. You can see a lot of the Confederate ones are out of ammo. Of course, they'll recover those pretty much on their next activation. But like say, if you do that, they're not moving, they're not firing. All right. If you try to rally them, they're not moving, they're not firing. So you got to make a choice on what you're doing with them. Now, of course, rally and ammo resupply those don't those don't count as actual expenditure movement points, so they don't go towards fatigue. Artillery firing doesn't push a brigade's fatigue level up. It's movement and combat that will do it. Okay. All right, so here we go. That's the end of the 8 a.m. turn for scenario 3, and the Confederates are pushing heavy on this right side. The 1st Division from the Army of the Tennessee is their first couple brigades are active and on the move. And they're going to get some more here on this next turn. So let's see how this develops. All right, let's get this posted so you can see what's going on. Talk to you soon.